Hello YouTubers, Troz here. I'm gonna be continuing to play some more Dwarf Fortress, and I kind of have an idea of what we may do about that one dwarf who's been possessed and can't find the materials he needs. I looked through what I have, and I suspect that it's silk cloth or silk string that he's looking for. Silk thread, I guess, not string. And I know beneath your fortress there's caverns, and they usually contain spiders and spider webs, which you can collect silk from. So I'm going to attempt to see if we can dig down to the caverns and get some of that string or silk so that we can save this guy before he goes crazy. Alright, that kind of means putting this Great Hall project on hold for a bit. But I'm okay with that, I guess. So, first thing I'm gonna dig down some stairways here. And then I'm going to make a shaft. Actually, you know what, I'll do it on this side. And this is for protection, basically. Let's make that a little longer. Because there's all sorts of nasty stuff down in the caves and caverns. And we really don't want it getting up into our fortress. So what I like to do is make a hallway here that we can fill with some traps, maybe put some doors, and basically be able to seal off the caverns from the rest of our fortress. So if I've calculated this out right here should be where the stairway will be. Yep. And I'll put traps, some doors in this part, and then I'll continue down here. So, and I don't think this works, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to go down a few more levels. Oh, that does work. They used to not work. At least a bunch of versions ago. So the caverns are usually pretty deep, maybe 50 layers down. It all depends, and you actually may get unlucky. And you may actually dig right through them without actually hitting an open space. And so I'm gonna try here. Should be a total of 50 levels underneath the surface, whereas here the main living area is only 12 below the surface. And I'm gonna come over here to the loom. And just collect webs. And someone built the loom, so someone actually has the labor permissions to run the loom, because only people who can use the item or the workshop will build the workshop. So hopefully as soon as we break through here, someone will go collect some webs and Kivish. Ooh. Rigo Thrash. That's his last name, which apparently means craft deaths. Yeah, that's a very foreboding name considering what's happening right now. But we're hopefully gonna prevent some craft deaths and get this guy what he's looking for. Let's see if we go back here. It's a Q. Cloth thread and stone rock. That's what he mutters he needs. And if I hit T for tasks, I believe, you can see he's already got 2 pieces of hematite and some bauxite. All of those are stone. Hematite is actually an iron ore. No cloth or thread right now, and I did check these stocks earlier. Let's see, weapons, armor, cloth. We got wool. We got rope reed fiber cloth. We got pigtail fiber cloth. We got yarn. We do have cave spider silk thread. And rope reed and pigtail. We don't have silk cloth. I don't know how much S. Let's cancel these tasks. I'm not sure if that's enough to make silk cloth, but he definitely didn't go grab the thread, so I'm thinking it's full pieces of cloth he's looking for. So I'm gonna unpause this now, and hopefully someone will go get this silk and turn it into silk cloth, and or we will break through into the caverns and we can get some rock blocks. I knew I was making them for something. It's been a few days. It was the ashery. That's what we were build workshop Y, and that was going right here with some granite blocks. Tower cap is always a nice wood for dwarves. Let's go with ashen buckets for the ashery. And that was to hopefully get to work on making some soap for the hospital.
A baby's been born.
Okay, I believe this is the first birth. So, oh yeah, you can see the little baby dwarf being held by its mother right there. So the ashery was built, and make some lye. I think that may need some ash. Oh. Well, that would be a problem. We need to designate upstairs from here. Designate. upward stairways. And you know, while we're here, don't need that side. And I actually should, these should be down only stairs, not up downstairs. No, J. There we go. Casterite. Casterite. Yeah. I believe that's, well, I know it's an ore of some sort. Seem to have misplaced the ore page, but that's okay.
The dwarf has given up hope doing anything ever again. He won't even eat or drink. Poor fellow.
Well, our time ran out. How far did we get? About 30 floors down. Just as we discovered the cavern. Where did we break through? Yep. Oh. So we kind of opened up a stairway right into the middle of the ceiling. So I'm going to remove the rest of this. It's a little hard to picture this, but it's basically a twisty passages. There's several areas that are several stories tall. There's some areas that are very narrow and only one floor tall. And it twists and turns all over the place. But basically, on the floor here, you have these giant mushrooms like tower caps and fungi wood that are basically underground trees. There's also other little shrubs and things that you can harvest. And of course there's lots of webs, which, had I thought of this last time, might have been very useful. Alright, I'm gonna plan an entrance. But I'm not gonna connect it up just yet, I don't think. Well, let's so I'm leaving this here so I can put a door on either side that can be locked. And then I'm gonna put a up-down stairway here. but I'm not going to actually connect this up yet, because if I'm really going to do that, I need to make it safe. And, okay. Oh, that's open floor. Build. So we're gonna need some more doors and more mechanisms for traps. And yeah, I'm not sure how not sure how secure these are, but in the past, I've used floodgates as an extra security measure. Now, floodgates, they're meant for controlling water, but I'm thinking of putting them here and then setting up a lever up in the main part of the fortress that can be pulled to close the floodgates within a matter of seconds. Now, I have done this in the past, although I think big creatures like Forgotten Beasts may be able to knock through floodgates. They should stop run-of-the-mill creatures that may happen to be down in the caverns from getting up here. So let's see what happens with this dwarf here. You see he's walking around slowly. He doesn't know what to do. If we're really unlucky, he's gonna drown himself in the river or something equally unpleasant. What is this? Needs 10 undisturbed thread. And the weaving the silk, we didn't have enough. Let's see how they... All this is free now, so let's see. Let's put those all on repeat. As I think we have at least one other decent craft dwarf in here. We can get twice the crafts. Yes, those are the human merchants, I believe. Let's verify. Not you. Human merchants, yes. Oh, someone just took something from here. Merchants packing up and leaving now.
Yes, I'll do it, but no, it won't work.
I do notice that we have the two animals that we got from the merchants.
Oh, no way.
And we should probably be I'm gonna be letting those animals out. Mostly because I don't think they well, the goose definitely won't lay eggs in the cage. Not an animal trap. What is Cage J. And if I hit tab, no, it's X. And we got the goat, and then I'll do we have a goat. Apparently we have a goat as well. Paca. Escape, not tab. You see the dwarves are taking the cages and setting them up. And there goes the merchants. See the ones leading the, assuming those are horses, and here comes the carts. With some guards. Strange that the icons and the animals switch to letters now that they're placed, but we can now go here and say assign and unassign the goose here, unassign the goat, and unassign the alpaca. And in a minute they should all be let out. I think they have been now. So I can, deconstruct this copper cage, a tin cage, and a nickel cage. Gates have been completed. Wondering why this stockpile's empty, and yet we have a bunch of idle dwarfs. Because the idle dwarfs should be collecting stones and bringing them to the stockpile, assuming that they have the haul item, which everybody does by default. The whole item labor. Claystone is there. Is everybody having a party again? Combat drill. No job. Let's see. Hauling everything. Carry my rocks around. Alright, let's... I'm gonna set up hotkeys. Hotkeys. I want this to be F3. Zoom. Okay. And this be F4. Alrighty. Let's block this off. So I want to build a floodgate. Basically, a floodgate's normally used for controlling water. It's basically a big door that can hold back water, and then you can open it to let the water through. Dwarfs can pass through open floodgates, but theoretically nothing can pass through closed floodgates. Big monsters, though, like the forgotten beasts that may reside in some caves, can maybe knock them down. That is why, as a backup, we are going to build a bunch of traps. For starters, some cage traps. That should be good for starters, I think. I'm going to want to build a bunch of weapon traps. But to do that, I'm going to need a bunch of weapons. Haven't run into coal yet, so we still have to keep making charcoal. Take 20 on that. Not sure how much iron goes into each sword. I'll say 10 for now. And we'll see how that goes. How are we doing on... We're low on drinks. We're pretty good on meat. Great on plants, and even other, which I believe other is the... well, it's prepared meals and other stuff. So we're 52 dwarfs at this point. Got 40 bedrooms here. Although it looks like a lot of them are unused, so well, looks like we have a couple here. And another one. That explains some of the unused bedrooms. I also believe that dwarves in the military stay in the barracks. We have quite a number of couples. didn't actually try playing with these settings that control collapse. I'm just gonna, and while I'm here, I might as well set it up. Build construction floor. And looks like the floodgates are in. So I'm going to put the lever here in the manager's room. And then after that is built, we need to use 2 mechanisms per. Looks like we got a hunter hunting again. Oh. Yeah, so it takes 2 mechanisms per item that you want to hook up to a lever. 1 mechanism on the item itself and another mechanism on the lever. Caves go really far up here. I thought I told them to remove these buildings. Oh, they did, but there's no more stockpile room.
Another baby? Well, at least it's not an explosion of cats.
Cat explosions are a real thing that you have to be careful about. Let's build. Let's not build. Stockpiles. It's animal. It's pre-selected. So that should give them room. Yep, they're now moving the cages. And you can see they're practicing. Mountain goat. Flying iron bolt strikes the mountain goat in the upper body, tearing the muscle and tearing the middle spine's nervous tissue. Tendon in the middle spine has been torn. The iron bolt has lodged firmly in the wound. The mountain goat has fallen over. Another flying iron bolt strikes the mountain goat in the upper body, tearing its muscle, tearing the middle spine's nervous tissue. Another tendon has been torn. Ooh, that was... Flying iron bolt has struck the mountain goat in the lower body, tearing the muscle and tearing the stomach. It's lodged firmly in the wound. The final iron bolt strikes the mountain goat in the right front leg, chipping the bone, and a tendon has been torn. And apparently blood loss and trauma has ended that.
We come here in hopes of a better life.
More migrants. Okay, let's see who we have here. And metal crafter. He's a great metal crafter. And a great judge. Oh, wow. He's a competent marks dwarf, but he has other attributes that make him, to me, much better than a life of a soldier. This guy is just a woodcutter, has no other skills, or at least no military skills. I'm just gonna give him the other wood-related labors. Hopefully he'll come in useful. Adequate leather worker. Sure. Do have enough farmers right now. So I'm going to add him to the Marks Dwarfs group. This guy's a siege operator, which means he's good at catapults and ballistas and stuff like that. Gotta make him a siege engineer as well. I don't think I'm gonna build one quite yet, but it doesn't hurt. What are these? Blue P-chick and the cavi pup and an actual ranger. I'm gonna let him be because our current rangers are actually doing decently for bringing in food. So yeah, another ranger can't hurt. This guy's novice fish everything, but he looks decent military guy, so I'm gonna assign him to the group of melee guys. A goat looks like another ranger of some sort. Yep, you were second. It's not your lucky day. You get to be part of the military. It looks like everybody. We are now up to 61. So they need logs. You guys, you need me to tell you everything. Hoping those are trees and not just bushes. Yeah, there's only very few trees left up here. It's fall now. You can see that the trees have changed color, which makes them a little easier to see. And it makes it pretty obvious to see that there aren't that many left. There's some here. Hopefully that will do for now. Alright, we got a little floor built across here. Let's designate some more channels to cut out the floor. And be right back in 1 minute. Alrighty, sorry about that. So I want to clear out this whole floor by channeling it. And the problem is little places like this you only get to from one other square, so you kind of have to do this. You can't just select the whole thing because the dwarves will mine the easiest square and may leave no path to get to other squares then, so you kind of have to do this one step at a time. Guess I didn't have a leather worker before. Let's clear a few more of these out. Another mountain goat. A copper bolt strikes the mountain goat in the right front leg, chipping the bone. The tendon has been torn. The goat gives into pain and falls over. A second bolt hits the mountain goat in the left front leg, chipping the bone. Another tendon has been torn. A third bolt strikes the mountain goat in the right horn, chipping the bone. Another tendon has been torn, and the goat regains consciousness. Some more copper bolts hit the goat in the rear hoof, the right front leg, and the two in the right front leg there. And the mountain goat regained consciousness, then passed out again. And we got some bronze bolts in a tongue, and the right rear leg, and another bolt in the upper body, and tearing the spine's nervous tissue. And the goat regained consciousness, but then was finally struck in the left rear leg, and I believe that's when it died. Doing all these are being worked on. Great. of wood again. Let's just designate all of that. This is just going to take a few steps of going around and taking off basically a layer at a time. Yep, that's Kivich. Apparently stopped drinking and has died. And now we're going to have to do something about this. Where's a good spot? If dwarves aren't put to rest by burying them, their spirits can grow restless, and you don't want that. So I want to remove. Why don't I see it? Remove the Z. It's up at the top for some reason. So I'm gonna make a kind of tomb area here. Should be good for now. I need to construct some coffins.
Why do you think I can do this? Why do you think I can do this?
Okay, it looks like lever was just built. It's oh, we have a few of the traps in place. Forbid dump. Do it from the lever, maybe? Yes. Link to a floodgate. No. Back up here. Link to a floodgate. Second one. Oh, does that link it to all of them? You used to have to... link it to each individual floodgate in much earlier versions of the game. I haven't actually used floodgates in a while. You used to have to actually... well, you still do. If you have actual stone to make your farm, you had to get water to run onto it and then dry up, leaving mud behind. But it has been quite a while since you were forced to do that. I mean, you still have to do it if you have stone, but most of the time there's at least one layer of soil now. No ammunition. It's, need a bowyer's workshop. It's where they make bows and arrows and related things. Wow. So the arrow struck the horned arrow in the upper left leg, tearing the muscle. The bronze bolt struck the great horned owl in the lower body, tearing the muscle, tearing apart the spleen. The owl was propelled away by the force of the blow. Its right lowered leg skids across the ground, bruising the bone. And it slammed into an obstacle. It's no longer stunned, and but then it was hit in the second toe of the left foot, shattering the talon. You can see the owl there. Looks like it's getting a... Where's he going? Trying to get away, but not sure if my dwarves are following him anymore. Actually, see something here. Bronze bolt. Claim. Bolts, many things like bolts. Once they're shot, the dwarves ignore them. Most, or at least part of the time, they break. And so it's good to ignore them. But you can go around and claim things, especially since dwarves indicated that they were out of ammunition. While it may take a lot of time to come around and pick up all the bolts, in this case, that would be a good thing. And yeah, we want to, as quickly as possible, fix that. Build. No. Burial receptacle. You don't make bolts here? Just crossbows. Well, let's make 3 of them. Q. Wooden and bone bolts are mostly for training, although I think bone ones can be used possibly. I guess both of them can be used if you run out of metal ones, but they do less damage. Let's pull this lever, see what happens.
Grab your dwarfs, grab your beer, there's a party coming near.
Yeah, no thank you. Okay, the lever's been pulled. Well, it's not what I wanted. R. Caravan has arrived. Okay. I'm gonna say we need more bins. Splints and crutches were, or well, at least one of them. Crutches, and I also wanted seeds. Let's see how much seeds I have here. Seeds. Do on this hospital. It's I. It's a zone. Still no soap. Did we ever make? The ashery is clear. Let's just do 3 for now. Juggling a lot of things. We need to get this guy buried as soon as possible. Alright, that looks Use for burial.
It's mine.
Marked 1 items for trade. Never seen that before, I don't think. Yeah, so they're gonna bury Kivish here. Oh. Merchants are being... The key are annoying the merchants and stealing items from them. Not roots. The pasture here. I did llama, horse, ewe, cow, another horse, goat. Alpaca, goat, another goat. Should probably all be confined to this pasture. You can see been stripped bare, at least up here. Hopefully this spring the grass grows back. Alright, let's go about figuring out how to add the rest of those floodgates. I was hitting the arrow keys, which is kicking me out of the screen. It's a plus and minus to pick which. Alright, that should pull the lever, closing the one floodgate, hook the other two up.
Skewer that dwarf and empty his pockets.
Okay. We have an ambush. And, well, lucky for us, we have merchants here whose soldiers probably higher skilled than ours are at the moment. But there's a few things that I want to do that I haven't done yet, or that I need to do. So let's go to military. Alerts. I want to add an alert. It's called Alert State 2. I want to name it. Nope. Alerts. Name is Shift N. Nope. I want to gonna call this Under Attack. How a civilian alert under attack, name alert. No. somewhere here we go. W. You make burrows. A burrow is just an area. To find this burrow. Basically, it's the entire inner area of the fortress, but I want to stop before they go outside or even into this hall here. The fortress. I want to add everyone to this burrow. You can limit burrows to certain dwarfs. So you can make a farming area that only the farming dwarfs will stay in, and they have their own kitchens and own bedrooms and things to keep them separate from others. Alright, so if I go back to the military, alert. How do I send the restrictions? Alright, so I'm going to set my squads manually. Shift. Selecting them both. I want to give orders to move. Move to here. Yeah, we're all interrupted by goblin swordsmen. Oh. A flying silver bolt strikes a hammered dwarf in the lower body, tearing the muscle and tearing the guts through the llama leather cloak. He looks sick. The bolt is lodged firmly in the wound. The hammered dwarf vomits. Copper bolt strikes a fishery worker in the left foot, chipping the bone through the cave spider silk shoe. Ligament has been torn, a tendon has been torn. The worker falls over. Another copper bolt strikes him in the lower right arm, chipping the bone through the pigtail fiber cloak. Artery has been opened by the attack. The ligament has been torn. A tendon has been torn. Swordsman stabs the fishery worker in the upper left leg with his copper short sword, fracturing the bone through the pigtail fiber cloak. Tendon has been torn. Goblin swordsman then stabs the fishery worker in the upper body with his copper short sword, tearing the muscle, shattering the left true ribs, and tearing apart the left lung through the pigtail fiber cloak. Tendon in the left true ribs has been torn. He's having trouble breathing. Yeah, this is where we're gonna lose quite a few dwarfs here. Iron bolt strikes the hammered dwarf in the right upper leg, chipping the bone through the cave spider silk cloak. Tendon has been torn. The hammered dwarf falls over and gives into pain. Copper bolt strikes him in the lower body, tearing the muscle and tearing the kidney through the cave spider silk cloak. Goblin swordsman slashes the hammered dwarf in the head with his short sword, tearing apart the muscle, shattering the skull, and tearing apart the brain. And the hammered dwarf was struck down. Okay, that was older. You basically get 2 reports of all of these, one from each side's view.
No. No! It won't work.
You won't be needing this anymore.
Well, I was thinking of
Why do you think I can do this?
preparing for trading. Where did all these, you? Let's see. Thinking for doing some trading, but yeah, the trade depot was out of the burrow, so that's all the animals run off, but you can see the first salvo being fired. Oh. Not good. Let's A, B, cancel orders. K, attack. Yeah, I don't think that's going well for our side. So we got a sword dwarf here. Attacks a few times. The goblin swordsman but misses, or the goblin swordsman jumps away or is parried. But then he connects to the lower body with her iron short sword. The iron sword lodged in the wound. So the sword dwarf twists it around, and then sword dwarf stabs the goblin in the upper left leg, fracturing the bone and opening an artery and severing a sensory nerve. Slashes the swordsman in the upper leg and severed the leg off, apparently. But the next few strikes are blocked, and then the goblin swordsman counter-strikes, slashes the sword dwarf's right arm with his copper short bow, fracturing the bone through the cloak and opening an artery, and many nerves were severed. The sword dwarf then charges a goblin crossbowman and collides, and they tumble. The sword dwarf stands up, collects his thoughts, and stabs the goblin crossbowman in the right lower leg with her short sword, fracturing the bone and severing a motor nerve and a ligament and a tendon. Then the sword dwarf slashes the crossbowman in the upper body with her iron short sword, tearing the muscle, shattering some ribs, and tearing apart the left lung. And the crossbowman is having trouble breathing. Stabs the crossbowman again in the upper body, shattering a right rib, tearing apart the liver, and some tendons were torn. The lower body is then hit, and the pancreas is torn, tearing apart the right lung, having more trouble breathing. See, another attack hits the lower body, spilling his reeking guts. Stabs the crosswoman in the upper body with her short sword, tearing apart the lung. Having even more trouble breathing. Short sword is lodged firmly in the wound. It's twisted around. She then attacks the upper body again, tearing apart the spine's nervous tissue. Where is this? And apparently, the goblin died. Let's see. Not Z. U. Units. I think we routed them. It's like we lost 2 hammer dwarfs and a fishery worker, but 3 of the goblins are dead. Cancel orders. Let's go to the military screen. Alerts. Put civilians on inactive. And that should allow them to walk along Or continue as normal. Quest a trader.
You won't be needing this anymore.
Need locks. Let's where am I? That was. There we are. And then while we're here, no. F5. Zoom here. No. Not squads, alerts. Shouldn't be restricted anymore. What if I just delete the burrow? Don't really use them that much at all. Basically, it's W and delete. Yes, delete it. One should have access to water now. Been missing for a week. That's not good. There's the possibility of evil creatures, vampires and the such.
Winter has arrived.
Well, it is now winter, and didn't get to trade, but we should be able to very soon. The missing dwarf is a little concerning. It's too short. He couldn't have been missing from the beginning of the battle. We have to finish these coffins so the dead can be buried. It looks like it's in the process of happening right now. One of the other things, let's see if I can do real quick. Ammunition. And if I hit tab, I don't know what the red ones mean, but so I can unforbid all of these, and they will go and pick them up. wonder if the red ones mean they're with the merchants. But yes, hopefully they will have more ammunition that way for next time, and if we need better training, let's no, not squads, alerts. Yeah, they're on active training now. So yeah, still haven't finished this off. It's taking so long to install some traps. Need to check if I need a new or another mechanic. Hoping that these caves down here will get us some more wood, because that's definitely a problem we're beginning to have. And so population's at 56. So I didn't check how many we got. We didn't get that many people, but I'm feeling we lost 5. Well, we lost at least 3 guys. We lost Kivich. And this guy is missing and probably not going to turn up. Probably need to make a few more rooms. And a lot of people are now going to be sad because people they knew died. Good people. Good dwarfs. Just for minute here, see what well, not the baby, let's V and Z and enter. Well, this person's been ecstatic. She just had a boy, that's why. Slept uneasy due to noise lately. Yeah, well, yeah, the construction, I think, in that main hall we're building makes noise that will keep the dwarves up in the area. Lack of a well. Well, yes, hopefully the caves will help with that, and we'll find some underground water and can install a well. See how... A dwarf on the street. Another static. Fine table. Satisfied at work. Lack of a well. Fine bed. It may take a while for this battle to be reflected in their thoughts. So it looks like mostly doing good, except for surgeon. What does the surgeon think? Yeah, it'd probably take a little more time for the results of the battle to be reflected in their thoughts. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and catch you next time. So long.